Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to use a rhythm tree to break down the value of notes and rests and how everything comes from the value of the whole. So behind me I have my rhythm tree template and I've got it split down the middle. One side is going to be for notes, one side is going to be for rests. And if you are in my class, this is going to help you with the assignment that we are doing. So let's start with the wholes. Here we're going to draw just a whole note. And on the rest side, we're going to draw a whole rest. And I always say the whole rest looks like a hole that you might step in. So it'll look just like that. And then right in the middle, I'm going to write the word whole. All right, so now we can break it down. We're going to get into splitting it in half. So half of a whole. We're going to draw our note head first. We're going to keep it open. And you can draw the stem going up, or you can draw the stem going down. All right, and there's your half. I'm going to go ahead and write the word half right here in the middle. And the half rest, I always say looks like a hat. So since we're on a staff board, I'm going to go ahead and draw it right there on the third line. I'm going to make it not so thick. And that is your half rest. So from here, half of a half is a quarter. So I'm going to split each half. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to color in the note heads. So here, color in my note head, and the stem goes up. And here, I'm going to color in the note head, but have my stem going down. And I'm going to go ahead and write the word quarter right here. So I neglected, I'm going to come back up here and fix this because it takes two halves to go into the hole. So I'm going to draw two half rests. And from each half rest, we have a quarter rest. So your quarter rest, you're going to draw it with kind of a zigzag looking Z with a C dangling from it. And all of the quarter rests will look the same. A zigzag and a C. Z and a C. All right, so now we have taken it down to the quarter. That can be split into eighths. So for each quarter, I'm going to split it up again. And I'm going to draw my quarter note again, but this time I'm going to add a flag. I'm going to bring these down just a little bit because I want to show you how you can also connect them with a beam. So we've got single eighths with one flag, and then we've got a pair of eighths with one beam. So when your stem goes down, the flag will still fly to the right if you are drawing singles. And you can still beam it together when the stem's going down. So all of these are eighth notes, and we're going to ignore the fact that we're using a staff board right now. So we're not worried about the stems going a certain direction. For eighth rests, takes two of them per quarter rest. And we just draw what I think of as a fancy 7. So those are your eighth rests. So 1/8 right there. So if you think about it, 1 whole, 2 halves, 4 quarters, 8/8. We're going to take it one more step and go to 16ths. So for each one, and this is where it can get a little messy, we are going to do the exact same thing as we did with the singles, but we're going to add an extra flag or an extra beam. So for our single 16ths, you're going to draw the note head, draw the stem, and a double flag, just like that. Let me turn this so you can see a little bit. Note head, stem going up, 2 flags to make it a 16th. If you're going to connect them, you're going to do it like this. Stems, and then you've got a double beam. So sometimes you can see 16ths as singles. Often we see them paired up, and even more often we see them in groups of 4. So each note is going to have a stem and a doubled beam. So all of these are 16ths. With the stem going down, you're still going to have the double flag flying to the right. So here we've got our singles, and then here we're going to pair them up as doubles, and then we're going to do a group of 4. So I've got my note heads. I'm going to draw the outer notes with the stem, add the beam and the other 2 stems, and then add a second beam. So these are just a few combinations for how you can see 16th notes. I'm going to go ahead and put right here 16th. Now for the 16th rests, this might get a little messy as well, but each one of these 8th rests can be split into 2 16ths. And all we do is draw that 8th rest again and then add one more little line there. So I think it looks kind of like a fancy 7 or maybe a cursive F. But we're going to draw 16 of those because it takes 16 to fit into a whole rest. So if you're in my class and you're doing this assignment, it needs to look like this, and it needs to be very neat. And this has progressively gotten a little shorter. Let me make sure I have 16. I don't think I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it doesn't quite line up, but I'm still going to make sure that I draw all 16. And that is what your rhythm tree should look like. So good luck and have fun making your own music.